What's going on, everybody? I'm back with another new podcast. Happy to have you right here with me. I have another new video that I'm going to be reacting to. But before we get into that, take a second to hit that subscribe button and also tap that notification bell. So every time I release a video, you'll be the first one to know. And don't forget to hit that like button too. Today's video is going to be taken from the Steve Harvey show. He has 3 ladies on the panel and they're going to be discussing love life versus career. So let's get right into the video and see what these ladies have to say.
Comet, a financial services company, surveyed 364 single-employed millennials. Now, 41% said they would end a relationship for a promotion. They also found that almost a third said they would end a relationship for a raise. Is it wise to put your love life on hold for your career?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm convinced that they're predominantly men who did this survey because every horrible relationship that I've been in, like the guys will put our relationship to the back burner for their career. When I did like some reflective work, I was like, out of the 5 relationships I've had, I'm the common denominator. So what decisions am I making that's no longer serving me? And the main thing was I was putting his needs, career-wise and personally, ahead of mine. So now mama's like, oh no, bruh. Like, I'm not even getting you tissue if you want it. Like, it's all me.
What? So basically, you've done a bunch of reflection work and come up with nothing. Because to say, hey, I'm not even going to get this man a piece of tissue if he needs it is absolutely appalling, which means that you're going to end up single and by yourself. What I would like to know is the kind of guys that she's dating. Who are these men, right? She is an actress. She's been on Guy Code, if you remember that from MTV, Girl Code, and she's even been in some movies. And I could imagine that she's gonna wanna be with somebody that is somewhere in that range of success that she has, which means 1, her pool is gonna be limited, but also what are those guys looking for? What are those guys' intentions? Because if I had to assume, I would guess that she wasn't dating Joe the plumber all these years. And Joe the plumber is probably going to be more so the one that's going to be able to work around her schedule. If she's dating somebody in the industry, then they're going to be working long nights, early mornings, and probably won't have that time to give her the attention that she feels like she needs, and she won't get that feeling of being put on the back burner. And another thing about this is that she says she's been in 5 relationships. Let me move my hand over so you see that in the camera. 5. All right. 5 relationships takes a lot of time. And unfortunately for women, time is not something that they have on their sides. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you. The wall comes and it is undefeated. Now, if you don't believe me, I went ahead and I pulled up this chart right here. This chart comes from OkCupid, right? The founder released this and it's data points that have been collected from their users. And there's 2 charts. You see one on the left, one on the right. If you look right over here on the left, you see those black numbers, 20 goes all the way down to 50. You know what that is? That's the age of the men. And right next to that in pink are the ages that those men are looking for. Top to bottom, all of those men are looking for 20-year-olds. In contrast to the chart on the right, where all those numbers up and down, that's the age range of those women and who they're looking for. Most women are looking for guys in conjunction to their age range. So it's actually really hard for women to go ahead and find men as they get older because those men are all looking for 20-year-olds. And that doesn't mean that they're going to get them. You ever heard that phrase, shoot for the moon, land amongst the stars? Well, they're trying to land somewhere in that range of 20 or at least as close to it as they can. Alicia Renee is a 37-year-old woman, and it's not going to get anything but harder for her as she gets older. So hopefully she does some more reflection work and realizes that, hey, maybe it takes a little bit more for me to get a relationship than to not do anything. Maybe I need to put in a little bit more work and maybe change the kind of guys that I'm giving my interest to. And I'm accepting the invitation of interest from others. So let's get back into the video. I just wanted to go over that real quick, pull up that chart, give you guys some facts, data, statistics, something that's concrete, just so you know I'm not just pulling this out of my head. Let's keep going with the video, shall we?
Like the focus is making sure I'm good. Yeah.
No, it reminds me of something my mother used to tell me. She used to say, don't marry for love, marry for support, because support is an outward action of love. And in these relationships, you really got a lot out of it.
Real quick, I'm not gonna talk too long. I know I just went on a rant, but that is a very key sentence that she said. Do not marry for love, marry for support, because it is an action. You want somebody to display to you their feelings, and somebody being able to be there for your bad days, be there even for your good days, to cheer you on and give you encouragement to keep going, is going to be way better than coming home to an empty home and a bottle of wine.
Like, you really learn something about yourself, that you are the common denominator in that.
Look at Steve.
I always, and I think it depends on where you are in your life. You're writing it down. Because I'm under the impression that I've always put a relationship to the back burner for my career. And I think in a lot of ways that it's, for me, it's paid off, but you do get to a point in your life, and you know how it is out here in these single streets. They're rough. And so you do get to a point in your life where you're like, okay, I am looking for a relationship. And I know you can't turn it on like that, but I would never, ever, and I mentor a lot of young ladies, I would never, ever tell them to put their career to the side for a relationship, unless, and then here is.
Now, before she continues, keep in mind that this is Carrie Champion. If you don't know who she is an on-air personality. She started out covering tennis, and then she became a moderator on First Take when Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless was on the show, and she also hosted Sports Center for a number of years. This is a woman that is successful. This is a woman that has probably made a good amount of money in her life. So she probably does not have the same time that the average woman can give to a relationship. Yet somehow she's still telling those women not to put their careers on the back burner, which is a good thing. But the other part of that too is she should be saying, hey, you don't have to put your love life on the back burner either. Those two things can coexist. You can find somebody that is going to be willing to be there and support you, and you have that love and affection that's going to keep pushing you forward to do even better in the career of your choosing. How many of you right now can say that you love going to your job every single day, week after week after week, so much so that you hate vacations? You hate when Saturday comes around, like, oh man, somebody please open up the building so I can get in and do some work. I love it here. Nobody is thinking like that. Most people are trying to get through their week so they can make the money, pay their bills, and go on to their personal lives. So if you're sitting here telling people to put their careers first or giving that impression, then you're doing a disservice, because those two things can actually coexist, and you have to be honest and realistic, especially if you're in a position where you're influencing younger people. They need accurate information so that they can make wise decisions for their future. Because if they end up like Carrie Champion, she's 46 years old. Now, keep in mind that high-risk pregnancy starts at 35. So if she ever wanted to have a family, a husband, then that time might just be up for her. And unfortunately, every woman has a finite amount of time where they can start a family. And once that door closes, it is closed for good. So you have to really sit back and think about what you want when it comes to your life. Do you really want to make sure, do you really want to put your career at the forefront in every single thing from your personal life in the rearview mirror? I don't think that that's a good way to live. I wouldn't choose that. Now, of course, we all know we have to pay bills and we have to sustain ourselves in this world, but don't forget to take care of your personal lives as well, especially if that's something that you want, a family. But let's keep going with the video.
Here is the caveat. You know, if you know you have somebody who will support you and love you, you wouldn't have to put your career to the side.
Exactly.
He's going to be okay with
Exactly. I always say this, like, I don't have a career in spite of my husband.
You don't have to
I have a career because he helped me build that, and I helped him build his career.
Now, I don't know what.
Do you see why she has a ring on her hand? You see why she's the only one with that? Because she has all of this wisdom that's just flowing out of her. She said that her mother told her some of these things. So clearly she's had some people in her life that give her good information. She said that she's got her career not in spite of. She did it with the support of her husband. They both helped each other to build their careers up together. And that's what love and support of a relationship can bring to you. You can have both. You don't have to choose one or the other. And I'm glad that she's on here telling that to not only these women, but the audience, both live and across the world that she may be reaching. So this is a very wise woman. And again, there's a reason why she has a ring. Let's keep going.
I'm straightening this couple things out because I'm a man, so I have a little different viewpoint. Your ass ain't in love, this ain't gonna last long. Just let me just clear you up. If you're not in love, this not gonna last long. Secondly, for you, the next time you tell your story, this is just Uncle Steve talking to you. The maximum number of relationships you've been in is 3.
You ain't been in 5.
We don't say 5.
I wonder why he says that.
You ain't got to be honest.
I wonder why he doesn't want her to reveal how many men she's been with.
Ladies, listen to me. It's 3. 3 is your number. So out of those 3 relationships you were in,
Sticking to that.
out of the 3 you were in, you found that you were giving too much?
Well, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, there just was no level of reciprocity, you know. And so I think, you know, I was moving off of bad information from previous relationships, which is why it's important that we take time to heal before we get into another situation, so that you're not bringing that back
100%.
forward with you, you know.
Probably one of the things, and I have 4 daughters.
Okay.
I've always taught them something. See, you have to keep in mind that you are the prize.
Right. Yes.
It's no guy that has the value.
Okay. Let's talk about something real quick, because this is a discussion that I've heard ad nauseum from both sides. Who's the prize? Is it men or is it women? And I'm going to tell you this right now. I'll repeat this over and over again, and I will stand on this. The prize is the relationship. You are able to build a life off of that. You'll be able to have kids. You'll have support for your career that you so desire. And there's a lot of good things that happen when 2 people put in an effort for a prize. Remember this. A prize is something that is won. A prize is something that you have to put in effort for. The prize doesn't put in effort. And in a relationship, both parties have to be able to put in effort to make it work. And if they do that, then what they get is a beautiful relationship that can help carry both of them through life. That is a beautiful thing to me. And to me, that is the prize. I don't understand where we've gotten off telling women, or even men for that matter, like, hey, you're the prize. You don't have to do anything. Just sit back and wait for somebody to come and earn you. No, you have to earn the relationship. You need to put in the work in order to get what you're looking for. And I just hope that these women, either the ones that were watching, or even the ones that are out there listening, possibly. This is only the second one, so it might not be that many people listening to what I'm saying at this point, but I hope that information seeps in. You have to work for a relationship, and you also have to be very strategic about the people that you allow in your life for that reason. Everybody doesn't have good intentions for you, and you can't always trust your own heart. So we're going to end the video right there. Not too much more left in the clip. I hope that you guys stuck with me at this point. We're almost at about 15 minutes, and I don't want to go over too much more than that. So subscribe to the channel, like the video, and until another time, I'll see you guys later.